What's up, y'all? Thank you for checking out the Hospitality Strategy Lab. My name is Jason Littrell, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what we call database reactivation. So if you are using Resi, if you're using OpenTable, if you're using 7Rooms, Talk, any kind of database collection system, then you're sitting on a gold mine of data. Now, a lot of people, they just don't know how to use it. So rather than just blasting everybody and saying blah, 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 what we like to do is we like to have a nice little strategy that helps you reactivate these guests to make sure you're not, plowing them down with messaging that they don't care about. So if you can see my screen, if you're on YouTube, if you are a subscriber on YouTube, which you should be, then check out my screen and you can see exactly what I'm looking at. But if you're not, then listen up because this is going to be some fun stuff. So here's how it works. So like you have this database full of people that are in anytime that somebody's ever booked a reservation with you, whether it's on OpenTable or Resi or 7Rooms or whatever it is. If you have access to that data, and I would strongly recommend that you do, you pay for it if you have to. But that information is absolute dynamite. But what ends up happening is people end up blasting that database, and people are like, who are these people? What is this? Why are they coming at me like this with all this marketing? So the first step that you do is you ask permission. You say, hey, listen, like we found you in one of our databases, and we'd like to ask you for permission if you'd like to be in our loyalty program so you can get either free stuff or some loyalty perks or some VIP access to some events that we have coming up. So you give people a reason to right away. And there's some specific copy that we'd like to use that we've seen that has found that works. But if you're looking at my screen here, then you can see that there is a workflow here. So what we do is we download the information, we clean it of all the, we validate the emails to make sure that they're actually good emails. Sometimes people leave dummy emails. And also just a note that this works with Square as well. So if somebody pays for you with Square, and they've previously opted into another Square vendor, then you are likely into their database. And this is these are marketing qualified leads. These are people that are opted into your to marketing. Definitely verify your terms of service, but we use it all the time, and we've never had a complaint. In fact, we have such good responses to these emails that it's a game changer. So if you're looking at my screen, what we do is we enroll all these people into a database, and so we into a workflow, and we say we just want to segment them as making sure that that we know which part of the journey that they're on. We assign it to a user or a generic user, and then we wait a minute. So we don't blast them all at the same time because we want to keep our data hygiene. And we also want to make sure that we're not landing in spam filters and spam traps and all that stuff. And so we send out very slow email, like one at a time, one per minute. And we check the stats in the first couple hours just to make sure that people actually are opening up the emails and that it's not landing in spam and all that stuff. And then we send them an email, and I'll show you what the email looks like. If you're joining us on anywhere but YouTube, then I'll just read it to you. So we say a question for the first name for the person. So if we don't have the first name, then it just says blank, just so question. So the one word subject line is question, and it works really well. And I'll tell you how well in just a second. So we just say, hey, contact first name, or hey there. It's the team from your restaurant. And we remind them what place that is, because oftentimes they may remember what they had there or what they were looking for, but they may not remember your name. And so we tell them in parentheses what the place is that they went to. And then we say, we found you in our database, but we wanted to make double sure that we could send you emails with free stuff and secret events. And then we send them 2 links. These are called trigger links, which means that we put them into a different workflow based on that response. But we want them to click something because this is important for email engagement, and we want to make sure that we're not landing in spam filters. So if people are engaging with your emails and opening them and clicking them and responding to them, then that's a very good thing. That tells spam and all the other email providers that tells Gmail and all the other providers that what you're sending is not spam, and you're getting good email engagement. And then we also put a little call to action down here saying that we're now open Mondays or a new dish added or whatever, because as you're gonna see, a lot of people are actually gonna open up this email. And so when you're often gonna find that there's thousands or tens of thousands of people in this database, and oftentimes it's squandered or not used at all. But this is very, very, very powerful. So let's look at some of these stats on this email that we've sent, and we've only sent 100 so far. But the first 100 is a good indication of how the rest of it's going to go. So 99.22% delivered, 34 and a half, 34, almost 35% opened, 10% clicked, which is outrageous. 0% replied. So we didn't really ask anybody to reply. Maybe we should have. And then about 1.5% bounce rate. So that's 1.5% of the people are not very good, had bad emails. When that creeps up to 2%, then we start to take notice. If it hits 3%, then we stop the campaign, because that is a spam trigger right there. So if 3% are bouncing, then it's not a clean list, and you need to go through and re-verify your emails. If you have our system, if you have KMS, then we can show you how to verify your emails so you're not sending emails to bad people. But it's pretty serious stuff here. So let's go deeper on the stats a little bit. Like I can see, it was just updated. So out of 130 emails, almost 100% were delivered. 3% unsubscribed. So every email that we send is going to be, there's an unsubscribe link. We want to make sure that we're not spamming people that don't want our stuff. But we also give two specific links to make sure that the opt-in link is you click this link, then you're going to go to a quick landing page, then you're going to immediately get an induction email. So after this, if they opted in, then they get a 6 email over 30-day sequence that says that here are 3 different reasons to come back. And then if they opt out, they would say, thanks for everything. We hope to see you soon, but you're never going to hear from us again. And so this is it. This is the very powerful workflow. We'll talk about induction sequences and indoctrination sequences over another time, but the very first thing you do is you ask permission, and you say, here's what you're going to get if you give us permission to email you, right? And this just by itself, if I had one strategy to implement, this is database reactivation. It's so simple, it's so straightforward, that so many people screw it up. And this is a great way to end up in your spam filter. It's a great way to piss off people. But if you do it right, it's a great way to drive immediate revenue into your business immediately. And so, there's a bunch of different settings on this, and we want to make sure we're not reaching people out and reaching out to people in the middle of the night. We typically go during business hours, especially during decision hours. So if this particular client happens to be open for lunch, but we're not emailing people during breakfast. This is a nudge. So we're saying, hey, we exist. Hey, we know who you are. Do you want to know us better? And here is a way for you to get more information. So just this by itself is like one of the most powerful strategies that you can use. And most people, this is a reason by itself to pay $400, $500, $600, $700 a month for Resi, depending on your volume, just for this data. And to pay OpenTable. So I hope you take this. I hope you use it. I hope you pick up the ball and you run with it. Otherwise, if you need help with this stuff, I am here to help you. So leave a comment, text me, email me, give me a call, and I look forward to hearing from you. But that's it for this. That's it for today's episode of the Hospitality Strategy Lab. I look forward to hearing from you. And I've been Jason Littrell, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.